Hello, you know who it is. So today it'll be a Q&A video. First question. What tips would you give a decent player to help them improve? Well, one thing I would say is to keep practicing, but particularly keep practicing the fundamentals. You know, like the lip slurs, the scales, tonguing exercises. Just make sure you keep working on those. And be sure to challenge yourself as well. A really good trumpet player told me one time is if you're sounding great in the practice room all the time, you're pretty much doing something wrong. Practice should be when you're challenging yourself, you know, like really messing things up. I mean, that sounds bad, but I mean, if you're practicing and you're getting everything perfect, great, perfect, but you're not really improving yourself. So try to do some more challenging things in your practice section. I mean, if you've got your scales down pat, you know, try taking them up an octave. Try double tonguing them, triple tonguing them. You know, something that will make you sound bad initially until you keep working on it and gets better. Answer, let's go to question number 2. Can you tell me how I can improve my high notes? Okay, a couple of people actually asked me that. And I kind of want to ask you too. Yeah, high notes is just one of those things, isn't it? I mean, I'm working on them just as much as anyone else. But I mean, generally, the higher notes come from the top lip vibrating. So you want to try to use the least amount of pressure possible. I mean, there might be some pressure. I mean, that's part of it. But just try to minimize it. If you can, try to transfer some of the pressure to your bottom lip rather than the top lip. Just try to use a faster, more compressed air. And tongue position will help that as well. And then play up there. I mean, if you want to learn how to play high notes and improve high notes, you have to play up there. I mean, otherwise you're never going to figure it out. Question number 3. What grade were you when you started? And was that your first instrument when you were choosing the trumpet? Well, yes and no. I mean, technically piano was my first instrument. I mean, that's a lot of people's first instruments. Like my early years, like first grade, second grade and stuff. I was doing piano, you know, getting those good job stickers. But trumpet was my first like official instrument outside of piano that I took. And I started it in 5th grade because I wanted to play When the Saints Go Marching In. Okay, question number 4. I have braces. Do you know how I can improve with braces? Okay, well, I've never had braces. I've never really talked to anyone who's had braces and plays trumpet. So I tried researching it a bit, watching some YouTube videos, trying to kind of figure out what other people have done. From what I can gather, the best thing to do when you have braces, you play trumpet, is to minimize the pressure you use. I mean, that's a good thing to do with trumpet in general, but especially with braces, it gives you like more incentive to use less pressure. I would work on using it the least amount of pressure you can and still get a good sound. And sound's another thing. When you have braces, just work to get the best sound that you can. Make sure you're using enough air. And then working on technique, like scales. I mean, scales are really important. And no, some middle school band director didn't pay me to say that. They really are important. So while you have like, your range might be suffering and endurance might be suffering because of the braces, work on your scales like in the comfortable registers. I mean, it's a perfect time to get them under your fingers, figure out the notes for it. So I'd say, learn your scales, like other technical things like that. I mean, even maybe learn to play by ear. I've done that for some of my songs on YouTube. So maybe try to find a song in an easy register. Try to teach yourself to play by ear. See, these are all things that you can knock out, while things like the higher notes might be hard for you. So then when you get your braces off, you already have all this greater knowledge and greater ability to do different things than you had before you even had braces. And also, I read that a lot of people seem to think that like bumpers and like lip guards help a lot in regards to playing trumpet. I saw the name Morgan bumpers come up a few times. So I would look into that if you're having some comfort issues while trying to play trumpet with braces, and just see if that works for you. Question number 5. Let's see. How much should you spend on a good trumpet, and which one would you recommend that's around or under $2,500? Unfortunately, I don't really have a great answer for this. The best thing I could tell you is to test out trumpets to find out which one you like. Because the price isn't as important as it is the trumpet working for you. Because I have limited experience with this. But maybe my limited experience will help you. The Bach Stradivarius trumpet. I think most trumpet players claim it's like the greatest trumpet ever. And you know, they're like, oh, Bach Strad, Bach Strad. I've tested Bach Strads out a couple of times. The Bach Artisan, I don't even know if that's a Strad. I kind of like that one, but other than that, I honestly wasn't that big a fan of them. But obviously it works well for a lot of people, but it just didn't really work all that well for me. So I would say try to find a local music store or some place that has multiple trumpets you can test out, and just kind of find which one works for you. And then once you figure that out, then I would start to look at the price and see if it's something you can manage. Okay, question number 6. What's your favorite musical? See, you just can't give one answer to a question like that, because there's so many good ones. Like, the ones that come to mind instantly are like Wicked, Newsies, Phantom of the Opera, and Annie. Again, I've seen them all in some stage production. I've seen DVD productions of them. So they're really close. But if I had to pick a favorite one, I'd have to give it the edge because it's kind of my first love. Like the one that kind of got me into musicals, and it was the first show like I saw on Broadway. And that is Phantom of the Opera. What's your favorite Disney film? I know you're probably expecting me to name some animated Disney film, but I'm kind of going to go with a non-animated one. Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. I mean, it's been several years since I've seen it, but it used to be like a real favorite of mine. Yeah, I love the action in it and the music. It just brought like a whole bunch of like different music that wasn't really in the other Pirates films. But yeah. Okay, what's your favorite song? I would have to go with Tomorrow from Annie. I mean, just the simplicity of it, the meaning of it. Like, it has meaning outside of the musical, which you don't always get from songs from musicals. They were like, only apply to the musical, and it would sound weird if you're trying to apply it anywhere else. Question number 9. What other groups, like jazz bands or concert ensembles, are you a part of? Not a whole lot. Basically, I'm in a concert band and a brass band. How do you compose the music, or do you just find it off the internet? Okay, it depends. Some songs I just learn by ear, because it makes it easier to play it more musically when you record it. But also, I'm just too lazy to write down the sheet music for it. Kind of selectively lazy. Like, I can spend 2-3 months putting like a 30 trumpet multi-track together, but you asked me to spend a couple hours to manually put in some sheet music. I'm like, nope. But yeah, a lot of the stuff I've done for musicals has been by ear. And a lot of the Disney stuff, I've had sheet music and play-along books from Amazon. So that's been really helpful. Other than that, there's this website called MuseScore. Sometimes I find sheet music I need on there. Sometimes I'm able to find sheet music on some generic sheet music website name. I don't even know. But yeah, it depends. I try to find sheet music when I can. But yeah, I rarely put it together myself because I'm lazy. Do you have any other social media? See, it's funny. For someone with a YouTube channel, I am very bad at social media-ing. I mean, I have a Facebook page, which has like 500 likes. I have a Twitter page, which half the time I almost forget to post on there when I'm posting something on Facebook as well. Are you sitting in a chair when you record? Okay, right now I am, because standing and talking does not work for me. So I am sitting right now. But typically when I'm playing trumpet and recording for stuff like that, I do stand. Okay, and the last kind of question here. Are you still in college, or did you graduate? I graduated. Yay. And if so, then what did you study? I studied music education. I haven't really done a whole lot of music educating, but I have a degree for it. So yay, go me. Okay, until next time, see ya.
Bye, have a great time.